Hey guys, I'm back. Alright, I went ahead and I went and got another battery. So, I'll sit here and I'll show you the final process of it. Figured I might as well. So that's your dirty patch that's got all the bore cleaner on it. If I remember right, you're supposed to let it sit for a minute. Anyhow, you really shouldn't need a copper bristled bore brush. I'm sure some of you guys that know what you're doing are going to laugh at me for this. But I like to put bore cleaner through it first and then run a brush through it. Just because the bore cleaner is gonna sit there and loosen up some of the carbon deposits, hopefully. That's just what I've always done. So laugh at me if you want, ha ha ha, funny. But there's really no certain way that you have to do it. It's just, you know, whatever order you feel like doing it in, as far as pulling a brush down the bore. I do like the bore snakes. They're not bad. And because I cleaned mine, that bore brush probably was not necessary, but it's nice to just make sure you got all the junk out of it. There we go. Nice and shiny. So take that brush back off. Put it back in your box and get the jig out again. These are for little bitty rifles. So if you have an air gun or something, that's what those are good for. They're not really good. They say they're supposed to be for 22s. Yeah. Too small in my opinion. I prefer a medium-sized patch that's a tight fit. You don't want it to be too tight, but if it's too loose, then it doesn't actually clean anything. You're just wasting your time. So you also saw a nice clean patch. And you have to do this a couple of times. You're gonna have to run patches down the bore until they're clean, because otherwise you're leaving build up in it. That's what the oil does for you, is it loosens up those deposits so that whenever you run the patch through it, they come out on the patch instead of staying in the bore. And you can use a patch twice if you want to. I know some people are gonna complain and say that I did something wrong. It doesn't matter. If there is white on the patch, you can keep using it to an extent. I mean, don't go overboard, but you can run a patch through the barrel 3 or 4 times and it's not going to hurt anything. And still some more came out even. So we'll go with a actually larger patch, one of the ones I was using to wipe stuff down with earlier. Because I do want to do other things today. Got a couple more videos I think I'm going to make. So like I said, they make all sorts of fancy stands and everything you can put your rifle on while you're cleaning it. That'll hold it still for you. I don't have any of those. Don't really care for them. If you like them, that's fine. If you don't, you can do it like I am, sitting on the back porch. It's not a big deal. One's not as bad. Came out better. Run it through again and see what happens here. All right. Just a little more came off there. Get another one. Now I will warn you, if you sit here and do it exactly by the book, depending on what kind of gun you have and what kind of ammo you use, I promise you, you'll be here for 3 or 4 hours doing this stuff. I think that last video was about an hour. I said I personally don't want to be here cleaning this for 3 hours. I know none of y'all want to watch 3 hours of gun cleaning. So, if it's not clean this time, we'll just go ahead and act like it is. And I'll show it to you just for the sake of saving time. It's not bad. I'll run it through one more time with this patch. Alright. So you've got all the stuff off of it and everything. We'll say you got everything off of it. So what you're going to do now is take and move that out of the way. You'll take another patch, lightly spray it with your rim oil or your Hops 9 or whatever. Put it back through your little jig here. Actually, that got off a lot more powder. So, looks like we're not quite as close to being done as we thought. Said you want to get as much of that powder out as possible, because if it bakes on in the barrel, what'll happen is you get chunks that break free, and they'll go get in your gas system and just make a general nuisance of themselves. And it can fill up the rifling, and then your accuracy is done. Better. And as far as patches go, you can quite literally use anything, any kind of cloth or anything else that you can get to fit in the barrel. I happen to have these nice paper ones here. I personally prefer linen patches. These are, I don't know, these are more paper than cloth. They're fairly thin. But I typically just cut up old t-shirts. And use those. Run this through one more time. Okay. And I think rim oil, if you wanted to know what's in it, I want to say it's got kerosene in it. Smells about like WD-40, and that's mostly kerosene. Doesn't say. Like I said, it smells about like WD-40. Try not to use anything that's corrosive as a cleaning agent. There's a company out there, I think it's called Bore Clean or something. It's a foaming bore cleaner, something like that. And it's actually corrosive. That's like how it works. So I try to avoid that sort of stuff. Came out fairly clean. Run it through one more time. Hopefully it comes out clean this time. Clean enough for video purposes. So you've got that, came out clean, good. You've got now a layer of oil inside your barrel to prevent rust and everything. So now what you're going to want to do is reassemble it. You got to make sure that everything's got a nice little coating of oil on it. If you want a little piece of dust or something in there, take and put just a little bit, a light sprinkling of oil in your upper. I'm going to stand up here for a sec. You're going to take your bolt carrier group, and you want to avoid touching anything with your bare hands after you've cleaned it. Because what that'll do is it'll get oil from your hands onto your firearms, and all the salts and stuff will cause it to rust. So take your rag or whatever it was, that's why you set it on a mat. This is a silicone rag, Hops 9. Just take and wipe down the bolt carrier group everywhere that you've touched it. Just take and wipe it down. Pick up your rifle. And your bolt is going to have to be extended. So it's going to have to be forward for it to go in like it's supposed to. So make sure that you've pulled it forward and your keeper is aligned with the gas key. Slide it in about halfway or so. Well, first, skipped a step there, sorry. Charging handle goes in and slide it in about halfway. Next, take your bolt carrier group and it'll slide up into the bottom channel of the charging handle. That's why you want to leave it sticking out some, because otherwise it won't fit right. Nope. Got pushed in. And that'll index with your charging handle, and the whole thing goes in. Simple as that. Now to finish it, fold it back in half, push your rear pin in, and function check. Empty mag. Holds it open. You did your job good. So like I said, not a whole lot to it. Just take a clean cloth and wipe down your optics especially. Try not to get any oil on them because it can adversely affect the coatings. just kind of try to keep them clean. And everything else, just kind of wipe it down. Any piece of metal you've touched needs to be wiped down. Now, as far as how does the oil affect paint jobs and everything, this is spray paint. This is Rust-Oleum spray paint from Home Depot. It's on a green handguard. Some of the paint seems to be wearing off a little bit in certain places. Nothing major, but that's the nice thing about spray paint. Wears off, go buy a new another can of paint. Now this is nice. I like this grip. I got it the other day. It's got a little storage compartment under there so you can put extra parts, just whatever. It's a BCM grip, so it's like 20 bucks or something. Make sure your dust cover make sure it can be closed properly. Comes back off, it's functioning right. And then just kind of spray down your bolt carrier group and cycle the action a few times. Avoid dry firing it because that can damage things. But there you go, that's it. All done. Not a whole lot to it. Starting to try and rain here again. Said not a whole lot to it. It is tedious. As you saw, it took an hour and 20 minutes or so between the two videos to do it. But it is something that needs to be done if you expect to have a reliable weapon. And just check everything. Like that battery casing there was just loose. So once you're done, just go over everything again and make sure that it's all functioning like it's supposed to. Works great. Thanks for watching, guys. If anybody's got any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Just let me know in the comments section what it is you're wanting to know about, if you got questions about different cleaners and stuff. If you would like, I can go ahead. I've got a bunch of different guns. I can go ahead and do cleaning videos for them, just for regular maintenance, because even if they're just sitting there, they need to be cleaned a couple times a year, preferably once or twice a month, even just sitting there, just to keep oil on them and keep after them and make sure there's no rust starting to form. Beyond that, you saw all the tools and everything. The kit that I had worked fantastically. I really like that. So, guys over at Tactical Performance, you did good. Thank you. Like I said, it's like 10-15 bucks at Academy Sports. Once you're done, just kind of clean up everything and make sure that you got all your stuff. If anybody wants me to do a reloading video, I have started to get into that. I've got a cousin that's going to let me borrow some of his stuff, or I may just go out and buy it. But let me know, and I'll do reloading videos and stuff later. But I got to clean all this stuff up now, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope it helped. Like I said, if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Have a nice day, guys.